My beloved child, in this very moment, yes, right now, I am unfolding a mystery written into your soul before the stars took their place. You have not stumbled upon these words by accident. Heaven itself has aligned this meeting. There are doors ready to swing open for you, doors the enemy tried to seal shut, but only if you will hear my voice and act. Do not turn away. Do not let this sacred moment slip past unnoticed. Listen carefully, for what I am about to reveal will awaken something eternal within you. Stay close to my whisper, for by the end of this message, you will know your destiny is nearer than you ever dared to believe. As you take in these words, I am exceedingly near, whispering to your soul with the gentle voice of steadfast love. I have anticipated this occasion, when your heart would be tender enough to receive and your spirit resilient enough to advance into something far greater than any dream you have ever dared to hold. You need not comprehend all details to enter into what I have prepared. You only need to incline your inner self and say to me, I receive. Just 4 simple words, yet when declared from the deep places of a surrendered heart, they echo across the loftiest realms of heaven. It is more than speech. It is a potent spiritual deed, a key granting access to the treasury of grace I have safeguarded for you. At that very instant, a cadence of heaven's dimension will come alive, and no force on earth will be able to halt the incoming flow of divine favor destined to inundate your life. The angels assigned to you exult with brilliant delight, dancing in celestial realms because they already behold what is on its way. Doors set wide open, wonders beyond mortal comprehension, and assurances once deemed lost now awakened anew. They sprinkle golden flecks of glory around you, not merely for ornamentation, but to mark you as chosen, as a precious child of heaven. Perhaps no outward transformation is visible yet in the unseen domain, everything is shifting. Unseen chains that formerly restricted your mind are dissolving. Towering barriers that have blocked your divine purpose are toppling in silence. You are being ushered through a portal that no other hand can unlock. For I alone possess the key to your destiny, and now I am opening it by my boundless love. Starting now, as you open your heart and declare, I receive, a river of healing will begin to surge. The wisdom you have craved will be poured forth abundantly. Portals that seemed permanently sealed will give way without so much as a knock. Those who departed your life will be replaced by individuals heaven dispatches to uplift you, and aspirations you believed had perished will burst forth again with unprecedented strength. You shall no longer walk in solitude, but in the empowering fellowship of my presence. Now, my treasured child, after I have ordained this holy season and placed within your grasp a fresh pen to write the coming pages of your journey in my light, what I ask next is not merely for belief, but for listening. Not with your physical ears, but with a heart tuned to spiritual sensitivity. Signs are emerging. Signals are being delivered all around. Every detail in your day, when beheld through faith, becomes a quiet echo from eternity, proclaiming, you were chosen for something far beyond the scope of this world. Reject the urge to disregard the gentle tugs in your spirit upon entering certain places or hearing music that stirs tears without an obvious cause. Do not brush aside the gazes, the repeated digits, the mental images, the dreams that might appear trivial, for each of these carries the voice of heaven, striving to tell your soul that you are on the correct path. Angels have long been quietly leading you, paving each tiny step so you can accept what only the genuinely awakened in soul can discern. My beloved child, you may have felt isolated at times, adrift in the tumult of earthly clamor, assuming no one truly understands the depths of your heart. But remember, I have noted every silent pulse within you, and so have your angels. They have not only observed your steps, but have shielded, supported, and unobtrusively cleared your way. They do not expect perfection. They only require your willingness. Today they gather just beyond a marvelous threshold, awaiting your spirit's gentle breath. I notice your signs. When you dare to identify what is unseen as truth, your soul ascends into a loftier measure of faith. You no longer live as one searching for hints, but as one dwelling among them. This mindset is the key, the humble and powerful knock that releases the blessings I have especially held for you. These are not coincidences. They are heavenly arrangements shown precisely when your heart is open to accept them. There exist signs that only an awakened spirit can notice. A single casual comment in conversation that becomes heaven's validation. An odd luminescence in the sky reminding you of the angelic hosts encircling you, or a subtle breeze in your prayer time serving as my confirmation that I am listening. If your spirit remains untuned, these marvels drift by like passing clouds, and the sacred seeds I am sowing around you may go unnoticed. Train your inner being to mirror tranquil water, where the faintest ripple spreads across its surface. Do not discount your stirrings. Do not neglect holy coincidences. Do not disregard whatever accelerates your heart. For in those moments I am approaching you intimately, affectionately, and with great devotion. I do not speak with thunder. I employ whispers. Those who detect my whisper witness the greatest splendor. Once you answer from the depth of your being, I see the signs you offer. It indicates you are no longer traversing blindly but perceiving the route traced in light. That humble proclamation carries the power to move the heavens. It reveals to me that you follow me, not by reason alone, but with your entire soul, that you have emerged from the gloom of doubt and crossed into unshakable trust. Within that space, miracles cease to be rare. They become the daily breath of life. Dearest one, if you have ever questioned your part in my grand design, now is the time to cast off those doubts. Each sign I send is my evidence that you are not overlooked. You are being molded for a calling surpassing yourself. The approaching blessings are not only to bring you gladness, but also to equip you for a fresh role, one your spirit was fashioned from the beginning to fulfill. Speak to me with a humble heart. I see the signs you have placed before me. As you speak it, let it stand as an affirmation of faith, a holy accord with heaven, that you will no longer hide or linger, that your existence will not remain in hesitation. You are a child of the light, and light proclaims your name more distinctly than ever before. Angels still circle around you, diligently pointing to each marker along your God-ordained trail. Neglect none of them. Do not trivialize any stimulus to your spirit, because the instant you begin to genuinely perceive, a series of gateways open in succession, like a heavenly waterfall, drawing you into a new epoch, an epoch of receiving, of unveiled brilliance, and of stepping wholly into the loving design I have woven for you since before time began. My dear child, when you walk in accordance with heavenly directives, out of voluntary surrender rather than mere obligation, you unleash a supernatural stream that quakes the deep foundations of what once appeared unmovable in your life. The words I share with you are alive, flowing from the core of every wonder. By heeding them, not through dread, but through love and faith, you enter the precise instant in which the miraculous begins to manifest in your life, exceeding all logic and human reason. I am not calling you to accomplish mighty things solely by your own strength. I merely seek your willingness, your openness, and a heart that attends to my guidance. Whenever you act upon what your spirit perceives from me, even if it is just a small step or a modest gesture, this becomes the earth's response to heaven. And at that juncture, the angels by your side discern your readiness. As reliable guardians of divine treasure, they will proceed to open reserves of grace, each intended especially for you, unveiled gradually and with flawless timing. Understand, beloved one, that each spiritual endowment has been lovingly prepared in expectation. No single gift reaches you by mere chance. Your angels have laboriously toiled behind the scenes, with patience and persistence, fitting all elements to the schedule I have decreed. They stand guard over your aspirations as you rest, invisible protectors, defending you from hidden snares. Now, they anticipate a sign from your heart, that you have indeed said yes, that you have accepted the gift. My desire to bless you never waned, yet certain waves of grace can only arrive once the door of your spirit is fully open. Blessings do not force themselves upon you. They move like gentle drafts, entering solely when fears, insecurities, and feelings of unworthiness have been dismantled. You must become a fertile field for heaven's seeds to take root and flourish. Your surrender, childlike trust, and heartfelt obedience make up that ready ground. I know certain parts of you remain hesitant, still wrestling with doubt. I know that misplaced hopes and broken trust have left wounds. But this season is unlike the previous ones. This is not a humanly fashioned portal. This is a divine gateway that my own hand has opened. If you are willing to cross it, what greets you is not darkness but radiant light, renewal, profound calm, and a happiness no one can steal from you. Heaven, earth, and all its hosts are awaiting your choice, not with loud proclamations but a still inward pivot, a heart no longer barred. The blessings poised to descend are not prizes for flawlessness. They are signals of preparedness. You need neither total clarity nor perpetual strength. You only need the boldness to pray, "Lord, I open my heart." Though it seems small, that solitary phrase holds enough power to reshape your entire life and usher in a splendid new volume. Angels behold something shining inside you, a glimmer, an ember of faith never fully extinguished, despite every storm. It is precisely this spark that propels them, urging and shielding you from the theft of this world. Now they wait in readiness. They have unrolled a carpet of mercy on the route you will tread, anticipating your declaration that you will not postpone any further, that you shall welcome what is prepared for you with gratitude and sanctified boldness. Dearest child, if you glimpsed what lies just ahead, you would never again falter. If your ears could sense heaven's applause whenever you comply with even the smallest prompting, you would begin to fathom the immeasurable worth of each step in surrender. For no obedient action is ever futile. Each becomes a cornerstone, erecting a shelter of blessings so resilient that no gale, however forceful, could shake its foundation. When you say yes in obedience, allowing your spirit to bloom like a flower embracing the dawn, the entirety of heaven mobilizes. The angels I have appointed no longer remain silent watchers. They arise in divine action, intervening in the tapestry of destiny, arranging, clearing barriers, smoothing the rough terrain before your feet. I observe with unerring perception every move transpiring in the spiritual sphere, a realm unseen by mortal vision, yet infinitely more substantial than anything your hands have ever touched. Within that realm, heavenly armies strive incessantly to prepare the miraculous wonders I have designed for you. Obstacles that previously impeded you, intangible tangles that held back your growth, are now being unraveled. Nothing can delay what my command has set in motion. No power, be it human or darkness, can hinder you once heaven proclaims, "Advance." A group of angels is at present quietly laboring in your financial sphere. Areas weighed down with trepidation, burden, lack, and stress. They are introducing new avenues, readjusting conditions, removing blockades, and bringing prospects you never envisioned. It might present itself as a novel contract, an unforeseen supply, or the reopening of a door you believed shut for good. This is not a fluke. It is my activity carried out by my servants, meticulously addressing every layer of your life to deliver not mere adequacy, but surplus. Simultaneously, another band is orchestrating holy appointments, affiliations that are not random, but formed with precision within the timeless love and will of your Creator. Someone is on a path toward you, not because they need you, but because both of you possess a shared kingdom goal. Perhaps this manifests as a spiritual companion, a partner in vision, or support I fashioned long ago, now arriving exactly on schedule. Open your heart to them, for these encounters bring more than blessings. They also serve as unmistakable signals from heaven whispering, "You are never by yourself, you are traveling the proper road." Elsewhere, angels are preparing something I know will reach into the deepest corners of your soul, surprises too tender to anticipate, occasions so gentle they evoke tears from the wellspring of your spirit. But these tears shall no longer stem from sorrow. They shall be tears of sheer thanksgiving, overpowering delight and heavenly love poured forth bountifully. The gifts you once believed too grand to even request, the visions you buried in hopelessness, perceiving yourself as undeserving, I am breathing life into them anew. I am reviving them and placing them back into your palms, not as distant fantasies, but as tangible realities encased in light and delivered to the doorstep of your heart. My precious child, proceed with sacred expectancy. Do not merely wish in secret. Step forward like one who has received an invitation to an extravagant feast, someone certain of their seat at the table of grace. I have already provided everything. Your angels have readied the way before you. Only your trust remains, not merely spoken, but embodied in your demeanor, in the optimism shining in your gaze, and in the thankfulness that wells up within you even before the promise materializes. For genuine faith does not linger to observe before believing. It places its belief first and then sees. Do not be alarmed if events shift abruptly. The puzzle pieces will not align by conventional reasoning, but according to the heavenly blueprint drafted by my love and purpose. What once delayed you will be removed. Those who initially dismissed you will hold no sway in this fresh chapter. You will look back with tearful eyes and proclaim, Lord, each word you uttered has proven true. Never close your heart due to earlier disillusionments. I do not fashion miracles atop bitterness, but upon the soil of recovery. Allow me to transform your mind and wash away every warped memory you harbor about yourself. You are not defeated. You are called to triumph. You are not forsaken. Your name is spoken among the angels. No curse, no rejection from the past can muzzle the name I have etched upon my heart for you, my chosen one. Now, my beloved, as heaven's portals swing further open and angels choreograph their movements in harmony with my will, I urge you to remain vigilant, not only over life-changing moments, but also over small happenings in your daily life, seemingly trivial from a worldly perspective or easy to dismiss. In the spiritual dimension, it is often through abrupt variations that I knit the threads of favor, guiding you to the glowing future I have crafted. Be especially receptive in your spirit when events stray from your plans. A late phone call, a sudden rescheduling, a puzzling coincidence redirecting your path. Do not flare with annoyance or confusion, for in these unplanned turns, I am at work, readjusting your course, changing your route, pulling you away from familiar roads and into unexplored ways, locations where blessings and holy encounters wait. You might perceive a canceled meeting as a mere nuisance, but I declare to you, it is my divine intervention. Had your schedule remained unaltered, you could have bypassed something that heaven arranged on your behalf. Possibly, I slow you down for a few moments to protect you from danger. Or perhaps I am guiding you to cross paths with a person I assigned to unseal a spiritual gateway or provide a message from heaven. Everything occurs under my sovereign authority, and nothing unfolds outside my loving intention for you. Let your heart be soft and adaptive. Do not cling stubbornly to your own intentions, leaving no room for heaven's currents. When you begin seeing life through the lens of faith, you will come to realize that no event is truly accidental. Each step, each meeting, each pause belongs to the sacred composition I orchestrate for your soul's hearing and compliance. The angels, those who pave the road ahead and keep watch behind, have planted signs along your path, not to mislead, but to nudge you gently and affectionately. At times, it might appear as an indistinct unease within, a quiet inward nudge devoid of explanation, or an offhand remark from a stranger stirring your heart. Do not reject such occasions, for they are echoes of eternity reaching into your present, gently reminding you, take heed, you approach what was promised. Once you reach the place and hour I have prepared for so long, you will not require external validation. Your heart will simply know. A wave of profound, gentle peace will sweep through your being, not arising from the world's fleeting comforts, but from heaven's harmony, where your spirit is completely aligned with the Creator's will. In that moment, You are not only pursuing your path, you are occupying a divine appointment destined before your birth, an appointment nobody else can fulfill on your behalf. It is the instant heaven unites with earth in your life. Remarkably, you need not strain to bring it to fruition. You only need to listen, remain alert, and respond. Provided you follow the inner summons, the beam of illumination within your spirit, you will never truly be lost. Refrain from chasing illusions or glamour. Authentic blessings frequently hide behind humility. Destiny's scheduled moments do not always present themselves with grand fanfare or dazzling lights, but rather in the still hush, in a fleeting glance, a modest statement, or a measured decision rich in spiritual weight. These small details are essential fragments of the more expansive tapestry I am weaving for you. If you have been waiting for a definitive omen, treat this as that sign. Unforeseen alterations are heaven's call. Pause, breathe, and ask me, Lord, how does this fit your plan for me? And I will answer, perhaps not always with words, but with peace, with inner certainty, with recurring confirmations so consistent you cannot refute them. If in the past you missed pivotal junctures, do not torment yourself with regret. I do not discard you for one misstep. In fact, I am the one who shapes every wrong detour into a fresh starting point for a magnificent expedition. Turn to me again, attend to my voice, and I will guide you, realigning you with your destiny and bringing forth something novel and more glorious than your former hopes. My beloved, nothing you have ever done for me is lost. I have observed you through each phase, each tear, all moments of silence. Each night you uttered private prayers. Each dawn you woke with a heart yearning to grow closer to me. Even when your body was drained and your mind consumed by confusion, I saw it. I have accounted for every instance of dedication, every prayer voiced in secret, every fast you kept, not aiming to obtain blessings from my hand, but simply because you longed to draw near, to listen to me more intimately, to walk in my light. And now, as the heavenly atmosphere shifts and your angels complete their tasks, I announce to you, the time for response has arrived. It is no longer the season of waiting. It has become the time for harvest. Every seed of faith you scattered quietly, each tear that fell unseen, has gathered into a stream watering your spirit's soil. Now the yield is springing up, not in a single dimension, but throughout every part of your life. The bounty I have for you is not restricted to material gain, though that too shall come in ways beyond what you imagined. Yet what I deliver far outstrips gold, silver, or any earthly riches. It brings peace to your soul, immovable joy amid tempests, and a restoration of wholeness, not just in your physical being, but also in your mind. You will sense life reinvigorating every cell, a fresh breath that I infuse within you, emerging from my mercy and everlasting affection. Moreover, there is that which your heart has most fervently pleaded for, the one matter you deemed impossible. I am mending that as well, oneness, renewed bonds, and empathic rapport within your very household. I have heard your pleas concerning the breaks in your family relationships. I have witnessed your grief as dear ones drifted away, as careless words inflicted deep scars. Yet, my beloved, I am the one who heals brokenness and rebinds frayed threads. Even now, I am replanting love in your home like only I can. I will soften calloused hearts, dismantle partitions that once segregated, and sow anew compassion, empathy, and unconditional affection. Family gatherings will no longer be marked by tension or estrangement. Genuine embraces will return. Apologies will be given, not out of a sense of obligation, but from hearts awakened by love. Each household member will begin to behold the others with fresh vision, eyes cleansed by tears of remorse and lit by the glow of forgiveness. You need not force it on your own. You have persevered faithfully. Now I am demonstrating that no seed of love is too small in my eyes, no petition is worthless, no waiting futile. Those years you believed were fruitless are now bursting with blessings beyond your wildest imagination. The release is not like a sudden torrent, but like a formidable river, steady, unstoppable, and surging into every area of your existence. You once suspected I had overlooked you during the silence, when no evidence of my promise was visible, yet my quietness was never desertion. It was a phase of preparation. I have been arranging an entire epoch for this precise occasion, when your spirit would be pliable, your faith developed, and you sufficiently prepared to accept without diluting your gentle nature in the overflow. For the gift I bestow will never instill pride in you. It will make you more humble. You shall love more deeply, grant forgiveness more swiftly, and grow profoundly thankful. You shall shine for others, for your story will serve as a living demonstration of my constancy. Onlookers will marvel, how can such a metamorphosis be real? And you will simply gesture toward me with a quiet smile, saying, my God has never forsaken me. So beloved, abandon your fear. Do not cap my capacity. Do not ask yourself if you deserve it. For I do not give based on merit. I grant because my love for you remains unmoved. Open your being, receive it all. Let that blessing descend like a waterfall, like daybreak penetrating the night. Embrace this as your time to flourish, not merely get by, to experience healing, to exist in love, to walk like one who has touched heaven's heart. While I pour out my overabundant gifts upon you, my radiance uncovering every dim place where once you felt alone, I request you hold this close in your spirit. Remain steadfast in your faith, exactly as you did in the testing seasons gone by, because it is your steadfastness in the midst of darkness that has readied you for these upcoming assaults from the enemy. Opposition will not vanish, rather it may grow more intense. My child, do not assume that once blessings arrive, all struggles simply evaporate. In truth, once I elevate you, jealousy, bitterness, and hidden attacks from the realm of evil may erupt with amplified force. The enemy does not concern himself with spiritually dormant souls. He trembles before those awakened. You are no longer someone living solely for yourself. You now carry my name, light and hope upon your brow. Hence, the adversary unleashes every scheme to undermine your resolve, through slander, through misinterpretations by those near you, and through sudden events undermining what you have built. Yet do not fear. Such attacks do not represent my desertion. They attest that you are progressing in the proper direction. Darkness always stirs in upheaval when light starts to reveal itself. The adversary only strikes when threatened. What truly unsettles him is your loyalty. See, for it is a living testament of allegiance to heaven in a realm of shifting sands. Never forget the instances you stumbled yet would not surrender. The occasions you had no safety net yet knelt in prayer anyway. The times you were rejected and refused to let your heart turn bitter. These very decisions have formed an unshakable fortress in your soul. The reason you are entrusted with this fresh chapter. I did not select you for your superiority in strength, but for your faithfulness. And that loyalty has stirred heaven and shaken hell. Comprehend then, the dawning of blessings does not signify the conclusion of warfare. It opens a new battlefield. Yet this time, you are not fighting alone. I walk alongside you. An entire army of angels camps around you. You possess my power to stride forth in the authority of one who is designated, consecrated, and commissioned. Whenever the pressure mounts, remember that your faith remains your defense. Wear the armor of integrity. Put on the helmet of salvation. Wield the sword of the Spirit, which is my word. Stand not in your own might, but in mine. Refuse to let the darkness overshadow your vision. Refuse to let whispers of uncertainty rattle a faith refined over the years. Refuse to allow your spirit to waver simply because the wind has surged. The gusts may be fierce, but a foundation anchored in me is indestructible. Reflect on your path so far. How many instances did you anticipate total defeat, yet here you stand? It was not merely your effort, but my grip beneath you, hoisting you time and time again. And now, as you walk into this grace-filled season, protect your mind more vigilantly than before. Do not allow wealth to distract you. Do not let adulation blind you. Do not let praise make you forget that the true conflict remains in the hidden realm. I am preparing you for a higher assignment, broader influence, which can only be fulfilled if you persist unwaveringly even when storms blow, if you remain rock solid even if those who once cared for you abandon you. The truth is, I often employ those who have been gravely misunderstood and cast aside, who braved their longest nights with only a flicker of faith. The adversary will continue throwing stones, but do not bother counting them. Gather those stones instead and construct an altar of worship from what was meant to harm you. You have nothing to prove. Your only task is to keep advancing. Every stride made in fidelity is a direct blow against darkness. Each time you opt for mercy over resentment, the enemy's hold weakens. Each time you utter, "Even now, I believe," heaven erupts in majestic rejoicing. Thus, my child, let the intensifying assault serve as proof that you near the peak, approaching your divine destination. Remaining firm in the middle of the turmoil, you declare to the world that it is not your might, but my unbreakable grip sustaining you. I address you this day. Stand unflinching, be valiant, because your recompense is enormous, and the adversary can merely unsettle you if you forget you belong to me. When you remember and hold tightly to my name, no power can take what I have planned for you. I am your stronghold, and in me you will never be conquered. My dear child, now that you perceive how blessings intertwine with trials, how attacks do not equate to punishment, but reflect the marks of a fortified soul in my design, I urge you one step deeper into spiritual maturity. This next shift is not about outward deeds, but concerns the innermost realm, the wellspring of every utterance, every preference, and every road your life ventures. Your mind. Defend your thoughts like a watchman stationed at a fortress gate night. Whatever you let enter your mind eventually shapes your soul, fashions your faith, and charts your future. A momentary notion can function like a seed. If you allow it to settle, it will sprout, either bearing nourishing fruit or producing a toxic crop of despair. Realize that your mind is the genuine battlefield where the enemy seizes every chance to plant doubt, apprehension, anger, envy, insecurity, or worthlessness. He seldom arrives through brazen threats, but via a silent, inconspicuous thought. The whisper of "you will never recover," or "others are chosen," "you are forgotten," or "God has left you behind." If you accept such illusions, they slowly distort the image you hold of yourself and, more perilously, warp your view of me. That is why unceasing alertness is vital. Saturate your mind not with earthly chatter, but with my everlasting truth, enduring promises, and the unquestionable evidence of my timeless devotion to you. Let my word be the soft murmur greeting your morning and the bastion against the abrupt storms of life. Though you cannot dictate every external event, you forever maintain the capacity to choose how you interpret them. Indeed, it is that interpretation, rather than the events themselves, that determines whether you stand resolute or collapse, inhabit hope or yield to misery, persevere or quit. A mind tethered to truth is an impervious fortress, whereas a mind dominated by fear or bitterness is akin to a house devoid of walls, left vulnerable to every brutal wind from the enemy. Immerse your heart in the serenity arising from knowing you are cherished, chosen, and cradled by an unfailing love. If you dwell on gratitude, intentionally rejecting negativity and replacing it with praise, you cleanse your inner atmosphere, forming a sacred environment conducive to divine creation, genuine joy, and unassailable vigor. If upon waking you concentrate on the good, if midday you pause just to say, "Thank you for letting me live in your love," then your decisions, deeds, and every beat of that day's heart will be molded by light. That light will emanate from you like a sacred force field, attracting what is good, pushing away what is sinister, and illuminating even those stumbling in darkness near you. I do not share these words to instill some superficial positivity, but rather to show you that every thought is a spark of energy. A seed never remains dormant. It grows and yields fruit that may be life-giving or poisonous. You must be the vigilant gardener, uprooting bitterness before it spreads and nurturing each bud of optimism before it wilts. Feed your mind on what is noble, real, lovely, and brimming with hope. By viewing the world through grace, you recognize possibility where others see ruin. You perceive radiance where others see only gloom. This change will not merely transform your internal landscape, it will affect how the entire world sees you, my child. True conviction emerges when you grasp that I love you not because you are exemplary, but because I am unwavering in my goodness. Then a peace beyond rational comprehension will enfold your being like a comforting blanket, serving as armor repelling every arrow of doubt, worry, or indignation. You will no longer act on feelings alone, but from abiding faith. You will not be directed by transient emotions, but by imperishable reality. From today onward, safeguard your mind like a warrior of light, evaluating carefully what you read, hear, reflect on, and trust. Recite my words to yourself at night as a soothing lullaby for your spirit. When a foreign thought knocks on your door, pause and ask, what is its origin? Does it uplift or wear me down? If it does not mirror my love, discard it resolutely. My beloved, once you have learned to protect your mind, consistently choosing brightness over shadow, I beckon you further into a sacred level of this walk, where faith is not merely kept alive, but is steadily fed, expanded, deeply rooted, and made to thrive upon the solid bedrock of life in me. You cannot preserve faith's flame if your soul is secluded and parched. A flame demands pure air and suitable fuel to burn strong. Similarly, your spirit must be continuously nourished by what is edifying and life-infused. I invite you to plunge deep into those sources that sustain your faith. Do not skim the surface of truth. Immerse yourself in the sea of grace. Linger long enough that my word pervades every niche of your soul, mending, reviving, and transforming you under eternal light. Find a community of life where hearts resonate in harmony with my divine frequency, where others too journey in pursuit of truth. You were never intended to walk alone. Isolation was never part of my design. There exist shards of others' souls that must connect with yours in the dance of renewal and encouragement. Seek them out. Surround yourself with those who share the same heavenly dialect, those who refuse to make you question your holy calling, but instead spur you, give you strength when you are drained, and remind you to whom you belong. Tending these sacred relationships is not a nicety, but a lifeline. Every conversation led by the Holy Spirit, every exchanged glance, every group prayer among fellow believers acts as a living spring, restoring the fortitude you require to keep going. Also recall that some individuals wait for your presence not because you have mastered perfection, but because you hold a measure of heaven within you. Likewise, you are placed in certain lives to keep them steady, extending my love, being a shelter for hearts in despair. Never neglect feeding your own spirit through my word. Do not merely hear with natural ears, but consume it with your very essence. Each word I utter is living sustenance. Let it become your respiration, your pulse, your initial thought in the dawn, and the final whisper at dusk. As you immerse yourself in my word, your perspective will shift. You will detect possibilities concealed within difficulties, discern my nearness amid wreckage, and see yourself morphing into someone renewed. Within that sanctified nourishment, a miracle unfolds. You will gain greater understanding of me, not just via lessons or doctrine, but through vivid, intimate encounters. No longer will I seem like a remote deity. I will be your close companion. Truth you once considered abstract will become profoundly tangible. My love will no longer be an idea, but a flowing river, softening your inner being, repairing your hurts and converting you into a fresh current, a vessel of my mercy bringing healing to others through your life. In all of this, my child, keep watch over one subtle yet crucial matter: how you address yourself in those private moments, heard by no other voice. What do you say to your soul? Do you judge every misstep with the severity of a rigid judge? Or are you beginning to cradle yourself with the same tenderness you would show a deeply cherished child, fully pardoned, called by an eternal love. I witness your moments of self-reproach, the harsh inner monologues you repeat when you're alone in the shadows. You suspect I delight in such self-imposed punishment, but I do not. I am not a God who gains pleasure from mortification. I am love, and I yearn for you to adopt that same mercy for yourself that I have lavished upon you. Pronounce over yourself what I already have. I am chosen. I am forgiven. I am steadily growing. I am never spurned. I am the one for whom he sacrificed his life. Such words do not inflate your ego, but reinstate the soul's real nature. Once twisted by painful remarks, past fiascos, and unnamed fears. Learn to treat yourself with the kindness you bestow on others. You quickly overlook their faults, yet judge your own heart so ruthlessly. This moment calls you to embrace yourself as I have always embraced you, free from qualification, free from measure, and free from regret. Only when your heart brims with compassion does my love flow through you in its full potency. Merely by loving yourself correctly can you love others as I do. Only then do you transform into a vessel of sacred vitality, a dwelling for my presence, a stream of restoration, and a formidable proof of my ceaseless kindness in a hurting world. Therefore, my child, nourish your soul daily. Build a fortress of spiritual community. Declare life over yourself. Always keep this in mind. I do not merely look at what you are, I see who you are becoming. I continually mold you into the fullness I designed for you. You are deeply loved, pardoned, chosen, and being reshaped by a love that never abandons you. Live as someone who knows they belong to the light, for indeed you are a bright flame in the darkness, and I dwell within. I am not oblivious to the unvoiced conflicts that rage inside your heart. I see how some days you awaken with faith, feeling less secure than before. How the world's clamor and lingering memories attempt to drag you back into doubt. I keenly hear the self-reflective questions. Am I truly loved? Do these promises truly extend to me? You are far from the only one who has ever wondered about such things, and I do not fault you. I do not distance myself from your struggles in the valley of uncertainty. In reality, I move even closer in such times. It is not your flawlessness that moves me, but your honesty in drawing near. Do not imagine I only receive you when your heart is strong in faith. I treasure even your weakest times, when you are frightened, unsure, able only to cry out, Lord, assist me. These are the vital points of wonder, for genuine faith does not arise from the absence of doubt, but from the deliberate act of coming to me in the midst of it. Hence, do not conceal your uncertainties. Do not smother your concerns as though they were shameful. Hidden in secrecy, doubts take root and may become walls cutting you off from me. Bring them all, your unsolved queries, your deficits in faith, your silent insecurities. Expose them to my light. I am neither surprised nor condemning. I was present when these worries sprouted, and I had formulated answers long before you ventured to ask. You are not obligated to muster enough faith by your own power. You need only sincerity. Even a simple confession, Lord, I am drained, I am unsure, but I still long for you, is a potent prayer. That is the courageous gesture of one who is fragile yet resolute, entrusting their shattered fragments to the one who never refuses them. My presence is vast enough to encompass all your confusion. I am not unnerved by your incomplete reflections. In fact, I yearn to inhabit them, in the same way a parent enters a child's chaotic room, not to reprimand, but to put things in order, to mend, to restore. Let me shine light into your guarded places, not to reveal in condemnation, but to gently heal. When you lay your doubts before me, with meekness and an appetite for truth, you open the door to a deeper pursuit into my essence. You cease to simply believe in some ethereal sense. You begin to encounter me closely, personally, irrefutably. Truth has no terror of being questioned, and my love stands unshaken even when your spirit seeks clarity awkwardly. Maturity in faith does not banish questions. It brings them into the right arena, into my presence. Insight rarely comes like a thunderbolt. It is woven through tearful pleas, through candid, late-night dialogues with me amid your wavering. In those holy interactions, I teach you how to discern my voice beyond the earthly clamor, in the quiet murmur within. I do not yearn just for your solace. I aspire to your transformation. Sometimes that growth necessitates the dismantling of old misunderstandings, so that sturdier, more enduring truths can be built. Your questions may shake what you presumed was true, but as long as you persevere in my light, I shall replace them with deeper revelations, more in tune with my heart. My child, you have not gone astray. You are not left behind. Your wrestling with faith does not reduce your value. It indicates you are alive, searching, and being renewed by me into a more captivating reflection of goodness. Let this process bring you to the most intimate connection, free of posturing or secrecy. Only you and me, candid, sincere, brighter than ever before. So return to me without fail, even if you bring queries, hesitations, or silent tears. Present to me those things you never dared to mention to anyone else. I will hear. I will teach. I will gently wipe your tears and rebuild your faith, not with shallow words, but with my living presence that surrounds you, lifting you, ushering you into renewed resilience, completeness, and divine radiance. Turn now toward the future with unwavering resolve. I speak. Do not remain fixed on former things. The past, no matter how sorrowful, stained with remorse, or filled with loss, no longer shapes who you will become. It no longer holds any right to mold your tomorrow. I am the one who has guided every hour of your story, from the shaky first steps to the falls that felt final. And I, not your errors or your situations, will have the ultimate say. Hence, by the authority of boundless love, I command you to turn resolutely from what belonged to yesterday. Look ahead with eyes filled with anticipation. Do not let warped memories pull you back into bondage. You might feel obliged to return and repair what was broken, but that prior season now rests in my keeping. I do not need you to go back and patch the shattered fragments. I want you forging ahead with open hands, prepared to receive what comes next, the new life shaped in brilliance. I am righteous and overflowing with mercy. What you lost has not slipped beyond my awareness. Dreams believed to have expired, doors you feel have slipped through your fingers. I recall them all. If such things were truly part of my plan for you, know this: no mortal, no time, not even your own missteps, can erase what I have decreed. I can rescue what was forgotten, mend what was seemingly ruined, and do more than simply restore. I can upgrade, adorn, and cause it to blaze more luminously than ever. There is no need to dwell in anguish or self-condemnation. Place the past in my hands, allowing me to handle it with supernatural tenderness and absolute wisdom. Lift your vision to what lies ahead, that vast expanse gleaming under the morning sun. I have prepared a route for you that surpasses all you once imagined. Yesterday was but a prelude. The pages yet unwritten hold the crescendo. Do not let a completed chapter hinder you from the remaining storyline that I myself am writing in the ink of love. I will not promise the next steps will always be gentle, but I do pledge my company. You might traverse sections of fog and uncertain turns, but my light never departs from you. I will direct you, step by step. When your feet falter, I will steady you. You need not grope through the shadows alone, for you are guided by the one who has foreseen the finale since time's dawn. Know this, beloved child. The future I lay before you is not merely a destination, but a living guarantee. A life thick with wonders, confidence, and daily victories. You shall no longer dwell as one barely persisting, but as one shining in the brilliance and dominion of the chosen. You will be a fount of hope for drained souls, a being guiding many back to life's true path. The very trials you overcame will stand as mighty testimonies of my strength. And because you have entrusted every crucible to me, you will flourish in the full measure of celestial restoration. So dry your tears, dear one, and rise with a hopeful spirit. Clothe yourself in faith's armor. Wear your rightful crown of triumph, advancing into each dawn like a soul redeemed, revived, and set apart for purpose. Avoid looking back. Only the chapters I have closed reside behind you. the doors I latched because I foresee a greater horizon. Direct your attention upon me, the one who never changes. Do not let your sight drift from my light, for I am summoning you into a wholly new storyline, a domain where elation cannot be seized. Serenity remains unshakable, and truths emerge in breathtaking clarity. This journey goes beyond you, for others watch your steps so that, through you, they may recognize that the living God still moves, still adores, and still renews in unimaginable ways. I love you, and the future I have arranged for you is not merely a prize but an unending record, that when a soul offers its past and present to me, what it gains in return always surpasses its greatest hopes. I am not merely the one who grants the new. I am also he who rekindles what appeared lost. And what I am about to accomplish in your life will prompt the world to look upward and proclaim, "Surely this is the Lord's handiwork." My cherished child, having laid down yesterday's burdens and chosen to face the future with unbreakable faith, I beckon you deeper into a fresh pilgrimage, a path leading not only to revival, but to gateways into spiritual triumph. I, who wrote each sentence of your life's blueprint, shall guide you personally into realms that once seemed unimaginable. You shall venture not into simple layovers, but consecrated ground which I have reserved specifically for you, a realm of intentionality, delight, and abundant fruitfulness. There your latent potential unfolds, no longer stifled by distrust or the restraints others placed upon you. Your abilities, planted in you from the dawn of creation, shall be acknowledged, multiplied, and become a fountain of blessing for the many who surround you. You will no longer exist within the confines of lack and worry. A new chapter is opening, where fulfillment is no longer a far-off notion. Your cheer will no longer hinge on outward factors, but will overflow from my presence, an abiding, unassailable joy. Where I am leading you is not just a spot in this world, but a sacred dimension where you can reside in the truest version of yourself, no longer veiled, no longer shackled by shame or trepidation, no longer shrinking back, but standing tall in your intended identity. My beloved, do not permit anything, whether external voices or inner doubts, to make you question the direction I have established. No resistance, however imposing, can upend my intention if you obey my instructions. None can nullify what I have set upon your life. No predicament can rewrite your destiny when my hand rests upon you. You dwell under the Almighty's shadow, and it is I who direct your every move, shaping each detail with unfailing sagacity and love. This next season will differ profoundly from all others. It is a season of growth, a season of divine largesse where not only will your demands be satisfied, but there will be surplus, enough to pour over others. It is an hour when my words become visibly real, when gates that once were impassable fling open, and once dead aspirations rise with renewed force and lucidity. Still, my child, to fully occupy this season of abundance, keep your heart pure, your eyes resolute, and your mind unwavering. Do not allow the dark recollections, painful events, or early rejections to slow you down. I have redeemed those episodes. They no longer possess power over you. Do not look behind. Do not cling to remorse. Do not carry the sadness of before into this novel period. Above all, refuse to yield to fear, however minuscule, that might hinder you from responding swiftly to my invitation. I am your boundless supply of strength. When your energy flags, I will invigorate you. When your resolve wanes, I will sustain you. When the path blurs, I will blaze a trail. My power does not waver in step with your current emotions, but stands on the everlasting promise I etched into my hand before creation. Approach me daily, not out of routine, but out of a burning desire for closeness. Seek me wholeheartedly, a heart emptied of pretense and thirsty for my spirit's whisper. Do not race through your existence. Claim small intervals of quiet with me, letting my word gradually saturate your spirit like dew upon the land. In that stillness I will restore you, and you shall hear my voice with the greatest clarity. Practice humility, not through guilt, but through sincere veneration and surrender. When you place your destiny entirely in my hands, holding nothing back, you find unwavering security. Let me write the coming chapters of your narrative, revising what appears incomplete and filling every faded section with fresh life. My dear one, nothing done with a sincere heart goes overlooked. No time in my presence is squandered. Whenever you pick me over anxiety, whenever you worship amid hardship, whenever you bestow your small offering in great love, you open the floodgates of the miraculous. I, the faithful one, will pour out my favor on each endeavor. The labor of your hands will carry an anointing. Your plans will be animated by heaven. Every step you take shall bear the signature of my glory. Proceed then, beloved, without fear, without reluctance, without glancing back. Advance as one belonging to an indestructible kingdom. Move as one who is chosen, sanctified, and thoroughly supplied. I am beside you, never to abandon you. Before you is a landscape of promise, where you shall reap with tears and laughter. There you will wholeheartedly attest that all I have declared stands true. My cherished child, having decided to stride into this new season with steady resolve and eyes no longer fixed upon the past, I draw you into a deeper surrender, a step that releases an incessant flow of divine might in your life, daily offering your entire being. This goes beyond morning devotions or quiet intervals. It is a life wholly given, a heart perpetually open to my presence, a spirit electing trust even when the trail ahead remains unseen. I do not seek flawlessness. I desire a consenting soul, one who grasps its own feebleness yet recognizes my inexhaustible grace. When you lay yourself, your entire self, all you comprehend and all that is incomplete, before me, I welcome it, cleanse it, and bathe you in spiritual clarity. At the day's dawn, bring me your aspirations, concerns, mood, and even your exhaustion, placing it all as a living sacrifice. You will see me fill your void with eternity, with a peace exceeding comprehension, and with might to conquer every hindrance. Walking in the confidence that arises from faith in me, you will not be shaken as easily as before. Those mountains that loomed so huge will crumble, not by your hand, but because I flatten them. Those meandering roads that caused confusion and hesitation, I will straighten and illuminate. You will walk boldly, fully aware of who goes before you. No longer shall you wander or detour, because now every stride is directed by a scheme infinitely superior to anything you could fashion alone. Within you, I spark a blaze, not a transient spark of emotion, but a sacred flame ignited by the Holy Spirit, a fire of resolute faith, of unswerving devotion, of a hope unquenchable. That flame blazes deep in your spirit, warming you on the chilliest nights of doubt, lighting the route when darkness piles in on all sides. It cannot be smothered, for its origin is not mere human capacity, but me, the Eternal One, the Keeper of Promises. This fire lifts you up, extracting you from the mire of fatigue, carrying you over the walls of discouragement. It strengthens your core, that hidden area no one notices yet I perpetually see. Fear of a trembling world shall no longer consume you, for your foundation shall be the unwavering might of heaven. You will not need to shout to validate anything. A calm assurance, endowed by my presence within, shall define your silence. O my child, a day is on the horizon when you wake entirely renewed, not simply surviving, but radiating with my divine calling and holy zeal. You will awaken hearing a deep voice inside. You were made for a greater purpose, and you will sense my presence in every pulse, observe my touch in each small detail of your routine. The emptiness will vanish. No aimless drudgery will remain. Each instant brims with the potential to enact your calling in sincere delight. The dread once holding you captive shall be silenced. Although it might still whisper, it will no longer direct you. Your decisions will not be shaped by anxious thoughts of potential failure, but by certitude in the one journeying by your side. The worries constricting your heart every morning will dissolve like mist under sunrise, because you entrusted that weight to me, the one mighty enough to shoulder it without ever faltering. Instead of fear, your soul will harbor a restful security. You will not boast or strive to validate yourself, but exude a silent, resolute trust that no matter the external conditions, you will not be deserted. You will proceed through life with undeterred eyes and an exposed heart, confident of my nearness, not just as a counselor, but as a trusted companion, a caring parent, and the shepherd who never loses sight of his lambs. Dwelling in that spirit ensures that all you do will bear my grace, not because of your expertise, but because you have chosen surrender. Each undertaking, every word you deliver, every stride you take, will be coded in my favor. The ease you perceive stems not from your own capacity, but from placing it entirely in my hands beforehand. Hence, my child, commit your entire being to me completely. Restrict nothing. Disregard any sense of inadequacy. I have called you, I am refining you, and I will fulfill the task begun in you. Live within that radiance. Let faith direct your route. Day by day, as you release yourself to me, you transition from mere survival to abundant living, as one fully aware of their place, as one walking with heaven's light guiding each footstep. I now commission you to step out with conviction, carrying the light as a lamp that cannot be veiled, representing a kingdom that will not fall. Do not pause at the boundary of the new. Do not permit old wounds or lingering fears to keep you from the breakthroughs unfolding around you. Spread your arms and spirit wide to welcome the doors I intend to open. Doors not forged by human toil, but by divine craftsmanship, shaped by my timeless love and plan for your life. Do not be afraid of uncharted territories or domains that appear unfamiliar. You do not travel empty-handed. You carry my absolute assurance. I have equipped you with the keys to access gates of destiny, entrances into hallowed spheres of influence, where you arrive not as a stranger, but as one recognized, designated, and appointed. No force can close what I have thrown open. No form of darkness can confiscate what I have trusted to you if you walk boldly in faith and surrender. Go ahead without apprehension, but filled with the certainty derived from intimacy with me. Beneficial relationships, kindred friendships in sync with your spiritual frequency, supportive communities that bolster and strengthen your soul. They await you ahead. Let me position the precise individuals into your circle at the optimum times. They shall be your comrades, your spiritual partners, the missing pieces I reserved for the calling placed upon you. You also will be a solution to the silent pleas of many. My child, do not quake at challenges beyond your natural competencies. I purposely place you where you feel inadequate so you might learn to depend on my grace, where my power is perfected in your shortcomings. The blessings I preserve for you are not meant to be seized through raw human power, but are hidden spiritual treasures unearthed by those audacious enough to follow my voice's prompting. You once harbored grand visions, times when you pictured them as too colossal to become reality. Yet I tell you now, what I planned for you overshadows your highest aspirations. The prayers you barely dared to whisper, the images you once documented then concealed because of perceived limitations, I caught each one. More than just hearing them, I am moving, aligning, preparing, broadening. Do not let restrictions placed by others deter you from the destiny I have etched. I did not form you for mediocrity. You were crafted for significance, radiance, and a glorious destiny in my presence. Stride forth, my child, with unwavering tenacity. Even if storms intensify and roads get bumpy, persist. Not recklessly, but in harmony with my sacred pace. A measured pulse, neither hurried nor fearful, but solid and confident like the heartbeat of one who abides in my presence. Each obedient step constitutes a fresh bond recorded in eternity. You do not walk alone. Angels escort you, accompanied by the hymns of the righteous who observe your pilgrimage. Remember, I am never untimely. Though you might perceive my silence or see no progress, be certain that I am at work, laying invisible cornerstones. Often the most awe-inspiring wonders develop in quietness. Just as a seedling forms in hidden soil before emerging in the sun, miracles originate in the still spaces of your life. You may notice no outward sign, but that does not imply I have ceased to act. often I plan the extraordinary in silence. Avoid measuring accomplishment by outward proofs alone. Weigh it by your fidelity, your resilience, your resolve to proceed, even when the final scene is veiled. When the moment arrives, just as blossoms appear in spring and morning follows night, clarity will come. Your tears will testify to your survival, and your whispered prayers will ascend as songs of triumph. My beloved, every sparkle of joy in your eye, every lift of your gaze in gratitude, moves my heart deeply. I am not some distant observer. I am present in each delicate feeling, in every sigh of release, in every reverent glance when you understand that what I have wrought in your life is not by accident, but by my immutable love. I witness the radiance in your eyes whenever a divine gift drops into your palms, and it is not the gift itself that most touches me, but your reaction, your unadulterated, sincere acceptance, as pure as a mountain spring. You may not realize it, but each teardrop from your eyes in those reverent minutes holds immense value to me. They are not mere droplets. They are a melody without tune, worship ascending from the most hidden chamber of your heart, an acknowledgement that you perceive me, that you perceive my hand in action, and you do not treat it lightly. Each tear forms a holy gem, unearthed from the depths, honed through seasons of aridity, of expectation, of countless nights that only you and I endured together. Therefore, do not hold back your tears, child. Do not presume vulnerability or emotional outpourings require suppression. In my realm, tears do not signify loss, but represent holy expressions of a soul touching my greatness. Let them pour forth. Let your spirit convey what your words cannot articulate. Every tear holds sanctification, a sacred gift, an intensity of devotion that no hymn or ceremony could achieve. I saw the tear you shed when you comprehended that the present you held was more than what you had asked for, indeed what you had ceased hoping for, believing you were not deserving. But, dearest child, is anything I give ever measured by your merit? All that I lavish upon you arises from grace, from love unbound. And exactly because you received it with quivering hands and overwhelming thankfulness, that gift gained astonishing worth in your eyes. I know each emotion stirring inside. I saw the wonder in your heart when you realized I not only remembered your whispered pleas, but had granted something beyond your highest imagination. I saw you bow your head, pressing your hand to your chest, voicing, "Thank you." I saw you bury your face in your palms, unable to form any speech except to weep. I was there, watching, moved to my core. For in that sacred space, I perceived the testimony of faith refined by the fire of trials, the evidence that my love softened a heart once hardened by hurt, now being restored with infinite gentleness. Those tears are collected, never lost in emptiness. I gather them like precious anointing oil, rising like a fragrant offering at my throne, a sacred portion of worship the enemy cannot mar. Each heartfelt tear stands as proof of the unbreakable fellowship we share, established not on wonders alone, but on endurance, on persistent devotion, on the kind of surrender that does not retreat. So never feel humiliated by your tears. Do not run from the place where your heart overflows. Such vulnerability stirs my own heart. It is not ceremonial gestures I seek, but hearts that tremble in my nearness, souls who abandon their pride in receiving grace, but bow as children, trembling and yet ready to receive, weeping yet rejoicing in praise. Indeed, it is precisely this gratefulness, unspoken yet intense, that beckons me to continue pouring out gifts. Observing your refusal to call anything coincidence, seeing your heart awakened at each mark of my love, propels me to keep on granting. A thankful soul is the richest soil, where wonders are multiplied, where my light settles, where my glory is displayed most openly. Therefore, weep freely when moved, weeping not from sorrow but from gratitude too immense for language, from the recognition that I remain faithful, that I am the caring Father who never forgets. When your tears flow in holy bliss, realize my own heart is stirred. Nothing pleases me more than when you deeply perceive mine. Your life stands in an era of profound love, a season where miracles no longer linger as abstract hopes but manifest daily. Your tears have become a holy current, drawing me nearer with each moment. Keep your heart pliable. Remain quick to sense my goodness. For in a heart that has learned to cry in reverence, I find a sanctuary, and there I choose to dwell perpetually. Now, lift to me your earnest prayer. Perhaps you could say, Lord, I do not completely grasp what is unfolding, but I trust that a holy door is being unlocked, not due to my merits, but because of your unshakable affection. Please make my heart alert to every heavenly signal, so that each of my steps will mirror consent to your perfect will. Lord, give me vision of faith to see beyond the visible, and spiritual ears to catch your gentle voice within the chaos of life. Help me treasure each subtle stirring, and remind me that nothing you orchestrate is wasteful, for all carries divine significance. Lord, I appreciate that you chose this moment to speak forth your holy call over my life. Grant me courage to delay no more, to walk beyond familiar boundaries and embrace what only you could conceive and provide. Though I tremble, I still entreat. Guide me, Lord. Heal the deep scars in my memory that suggest I am unworthy. Purify my thoughts of any sense of inferiority, renewing my spirit with the certainty that I am accepted, cherished, and cradled in grace, not due to my worthiness, but due to your endless goodness. Lord, I pray for a fresh inner discernment, a clarity undimmed by fluctuating emotions, but shaped by your word. Teach me to heed even the smallest signals, a number, a lyric, a gentle wind, because I trust that none of your works are superfluous, and each detail fulfills a heavenly role. Lord, as angels act at your command, may I walk in harmony with heaven. Keep me from missing another holy moment, or drifting from the path you have set for me. Even in life's surprises, grant me the wisdom to see you, tenderly arranging it all. Lord, I believe I am entering a new season, where both provision and wonders cease to be distant aspirations, becoming tangible truths. Show me how to live with a sacred expectancy, not merely to receive blessings, but also to serve as a conduit of your love and power to a needy world. Lord, shield my heart from pride as you bless me, and remove my fear when I face dramatic change. Help me recall that what I gain is not to show off, but to shine forth your greatness, not to gather, but to offer generously. Lord, whenever the enemy aims to defeat me with hidden attacks, fortify me through your word. May each act of forgiveness, every whisper of I will still trust, be a beacon that scatters darkness. Lord, train me to guard my mind as carefully as a watchman at the city gates. May no whisper of doubt, no fragment of inferiority, no worry lead me away from the destiny you have penned for me. Let my soul be brimming with your assurances, and my mind attentive only to the gracious call of heaven. Lord, thank you for not leaving me wandering in my uncertainties, but for shining your light into my soul. Thank you for each sign, each appointed encounter, every unnoticed motion you have woven together to assure me I have never been abandoned. Lord, I worship you for choosing me long before time commenced, for lavishing me with love when I had no idea what love entailed. My beloved child, in this very moment, yes, I am unfolding a mystery written into your soul before the stars took their place. You have not stumbled upon these words by accident. Heaven itself has aligned this meeting. There are doors ready to swing open for you, doors the enemy tried to seal shut, but only if you will hear my voice and act. Do not turn away. Do not let this sacred moment slip past unnoticed. Listen carefully, for what I am about to reveal will awaken something eternal within you. Stay close to my whisper, for by the end of this message, you will know your destiny is nearer than you ever dared to believe. Amen.